Hi Shannon, this is Chris. I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough on a couple of Photoshop files that I'm sending over for the logos on the footer of the site. I've made two files for you. One is for any kind of vector or original Illustrator logos, which the process is much easier to control if we have original logos, but if you don't, which I know is going to be the case a lot of times, I've also made an additional file that does some filters and things to try to simulate as much as possible the same effect even if you have a logo that is not the original. So I'm going to go through both really quickly here. I'm going to jump over to the Finder, and I'm just going to take your logo here that is an EPS. So this is an original Illustrator type file in a vector format. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have the logo vector PSD file open. And I'm going to take this EPS and just drag it right in to this file. And you'll see as long as I drag it in here where it says logo, it will go ahead and give me the option to scale it here. And it already applies the effect that we need. So basically this entire grouping has a color overlay that is set to the color that it needs to be. You can also paste a logo in this layer that says logo goes here, double click. Either way, as long as the logo is within this file folder here, we'll have the right type of look. So I've tried to make this file as wide and tall as you would ever need a logo. And once you have this in here, what I would do then is go up to the image menu and choose trim. Once you have it the size you want, we can just say the top left pixel color, which is this background beige color, and you can see it will trim the logo down to the edges of that logo. And then we can just say file, save for web. And for the most part, what I would recommend with most of these logos is to go ahead and choose this PNG24 here. That's going to give you a nice clean logo without a lot of pixelization and is going to work well. So you can go ahead and save this wherever you need to and then upload it. So I'll just say Karen Chair logo footer. We'll save that up. And then when we go to the web, we can upload that to your site. Okay, we'll go through that in a second. The second thing is if we don't have this lovely vector image here, we only have something we pulled off the web or something somebody has sent us, we have a different file open here. And this one you can see has a couple of different layers to it here. So it still has one folder, which is called logo. It has some levels adjustments here in case we need to adjust the the overall levels, a brightness adjustment layer, a color overlay, and then something that says logo goes here. Double click to add it. So I'm going to go over to the web really quickly just to pull an image so that we can kind of see how this works. So I'm going to go to, let's say, this King Soopers logo, and I'm going to right click on it and just say copy the image. So this is an example of just a random image that we pulled we don't have a lot of control over. And I'm going to go here where it says logo goes here, double click. And what that's going to do is open up just another little file here where we can place the logo and size it how we want to. And as soon as we hit save on this, what's going to happen is if I go back to the Photoshop file, you'll see it puts it in here. And it applies a couple of things to it. It applies a multiply on this layer, which just means it tries to blend the white into the background. It gives a color overlay, which gives it this color. The brightness, if we double click on it, will allow us to kind of just change the brightness of the contrast of the logo a little bit if we need that to kind of blend in with the other things here. And levels, the same thing. Assuming you might be familiar with that from your photography work, just allows us to kind of change the different tones within there. So same sort of thing at any time I can reset these. And basically if I do the same options as before, I go to image to trim. And then I say file, save for web. Then I can go ahead and save this. A PNG again in this case is going to be just fine. We'll save that. We'll call it Soopers logo. Okay, we've got that in there. And then I'm just going to go to your site here, just so we can get a quick look at how this might work. I'm going to edit the home page. Go down to the bottom here to the footer logos. And again, we can just say add logo. It'll ask us to select or upload an image, which we'll do here. From the desktop, we'll grab the Care and Share. Logo. Actually, let's grab the King Soopers one. King Soopers logo. We'll open that up. Okay, we can select that. I would usually recommend adding some alt text just so screen readers understand what they're seeing. Here's the logo. If we want to add a URL to it, we can do that here. Okay, we can update the page. I'm going to go ahead and view the page. And if everything is done correctly, which we'll hope it will be. Oh boy, this is where things don't always work the way I anticipate. I will need, oh, there it is, King Soopers logo. So it'll just show up in line here with the other logos, and if we need to adjust spacing and things, just let me know once you get them all in here. You can see this one's probably a little bit bigger than it needs to be too, so we could always scale that down. At any rate, feel free to contact me with any questions. That's just kind of a basic walkthrough of these files and how they work. And if you have questions, just let me know. Thanks.